moving on. We're on, what are we on? We've done five. Okay, we're doing well. I'm trying to rattle through these. I'm going top row. I'm going top row, middle. Oh, it's got a case. It's got like a cardboard case. What's this? Oh, okay, a French movie. Okay, Quai des Orfèvres. So, that's, well, Quai des Orfèvres is the name of a street in Paris. And this movie is essentially a murder mystery. I first came across this movie, I believe. I rented it from my university library from the French movie section. And it was one of those ones that really stuck with me. I used to just sort of plough my way through the DVD section like a chipmunk through a piece of wood, you know, and I would consume so much that I would sort of forget what I'd watched because it all just sort of blurred into one, so it wasn't necessarily the healthiest way. But I'm a sort of obsessive collector type, so let me do some tapping. I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting to do tapping. This is such a rambly movie. Okay, beautiful artwork on the slipcover. So the DVD is going to be the same. This is quite a recent re-release from Studio Canal, and I was so happy to see that this had been sort of re-released because it really stuck with me. So, and the plot is this: a marriage that has fallen on hard times is further tested by the couple's implication in a murder. Jenny Lamour, played by Suzy Delaire, is a music hall chanteuse, that's a singer, married to her pianist husband Maurice Bernard Blier. Keen to get ahead, Jenny leaps at the chance when an aging wealthy businessman, Charles Dollin, offers her a chance of some gigs. However, when she agrees to a meeting at his home and he is found dead later that evening, Maurice's untamed jealousy is in the frame. A maigre-esque detective, Antoine, played by Louis Jouvet, Lee is no stone unturned in his exceedingly private investigations of the down-at-heel showbiz couple's sad, tempestuous life. Quai des Orfèvres was Henri Georges Clouzot's first film in 4 years. He had been banned from filmmaking following the controversy surrounding the release of Le Corbeau. I don't actually know what that controversy was, but this is basically a great mystery thriller about a couple who, this creepy old guy who promises this singer that he'll get her gigs, but is basically like a sleazy perv, ends up dead in her apartment. She's the prime suspect, or the couple, the husband and wife are prime suspects in this murder, and this detective guy he has to find out who's telling the truth. And it's really cool. The detective guy is like one of these guys who's like, he kind of pretends like he can't be bothered, but he can, maybe almost like a Columbo type character. He's like, well, can we make this quick? I've got to go for dinner and stuff, but you know, underneath he's on the case, you know. So this film was made in 1947, so I will mute. Okay, muted and opened, and that's the disc. And it's just a little advert for Studio Canal stuff in there. I love it when you get like random gifts in DVDs and things like that. The disc is still there, thank goodness. This is one of the most recent DVDs I've bought, so Quai des Orfèvres. Excellent film, I recommend it, yeah. Shout out to all my French followers. Bonjour, bonsoir. Est-ce que tu as regardé Quai des Orfèvres et tu aimes? Dites-moi sur le commentaire si vous êtes regardé cette film. Okay, next. I wanna go. Top of the box, but the bottom row. Top of the box, but the bottom row, but not quite the top one. Oh my goodness me, this is difficult. My fingers are going to be broken. Okay, this film is, what have we got? Yes! Eagle versus Shark. I'm so happy I grabbed this one. This is one of my top 10 films of all time. You may have heard of the director. It's Taika Waititi. And as far as I know, this is his first feature film. I may be wrong on that, but it's his first with somebody when this came out, and I was sort of at the height of that, and I was sort of buzzing to tell this girl that I loved about this movie, and that ended in absolute heartbreak not long after that. But I don't have any negative feelings towards this movie. This was sort of when I was really expanding my cinema, watching game, and I was started getting into like quirky independent films, and I'd seen the trailer for this and it looked really appealing, and yeah, I went to see it and I absolutely loved it. So the movie is set in New Zealand, which is where Taika Waititi is from, and it's based on two kind of like nerdy people, Jared and Lily, and Jared falls in love with Lily, and he takes her to meet his family, who are sort of far away from the city where they live. But it turns out that Jared has an ulterior motive, and that is to get revenge on Eric, the guy who bullied him at school. And he's going to get revenge on Eric and restore the family honour. And so the film is building up to this confrontation with Eric the bully. And it's also about Jared trying to sort of negotiate his way through having a relationship. Yeah, it's very funny, it's very tender, it's very sweet. If you're not into like quirky indie films, you might hate this. I kind of love, I'm like a hipster, and I love my quirky indie movies. But even I find some which are a bit much, you know, where they have like the Tweedledum music and there's a family running through the rain to like joyous music, and just the characters are just really irritating and you want to punch them. But I really like the characters in this one, and it's a great soundtrack as well, and it's just really witty and funny, and you get emotionally invested in the characters as well. My favourite types of comedies are where you actually care for the characters. Yeah, like where there's a bit of drama, and there is drama in this as well. It's not just comedy with gags all the way. But yeah, I always find like comedy drama, maybe that's the right term, because I just feel it's just easy to get invested, and it's like you're getting better value for money. Although I love some out and out comedies like, I don't know, like Anchorman, Dodgeball. Yeah, so, and this is the, let me just mute so I can open the case. This is the inside, and has an advert for an indie movie called Rocket Science, and that's the disc. Now this DVD, I can tell you for a fact, came with a badge. Now this DVD, I can tell you, came with a badge, like a pin badge, with it as well, which I got somewhere in storage. But yeah, I'm a very proud owner of that badge. Yeah, you know, I love it. And the other thing is Taika Waititi, who's obviously known for like Thor. Oh, there's the badge. Oh my goodness, I didn't notice it, but the badge is in the DVD. There it is. There's the badge. Look, the eagle versus shark. The eagle versus shark refers to they go to a fancy dress party, and he dresses as an eagle and she dresses as a shark. So that's kind of like where that comes from. Okay, let me just mute. Okay, and yeah, so one of my favourite movies. I try to watch it on a regular basis. It always brings me joy, and it was one of the first movies I made my new girlfriend watch, and she really enjoyed it too. We watched it in our motel room in the USA when I first met her, and I'd probably, before we met, I'd probably been banging on to her about this movie for a long time. Yeah, she doesn't always like all the movies I watch, you know, you can't always like the same things as another person, but she enjoyed this, and Taika Waititi's brilliant. I wasn't as big a fan of the latest Thor, but I love Ragnarok, and he does a hilarious introduction to this DVD. Yeah, he does a really funny introduction to the DVD. It's so funny. Like, congratulations for watching this, and if you're watching it illegally, congratulations for getting away with a crime. It's so funny. Yeah. Eagle versus shark. Okay. Okay, next. I'm just gonna go top row again. I'm gonna go just, what are my fingers on? Oh, it's another slip cover one. Okay. Oh, okay. Black Panther. Oh wow, Black Panther. Yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I loved Black Panther. I think it's such a great movie. And this is actually the Blu-ray. So, I first saw Black Panther when it came out, and it just hit me. I think what I love about it is just that it had such a feeling of like optimism and energy, and I love the music as well, the soundtrack. I bought the soundtrack actually on CD. This was like 5 years ago, and yeah, I just love the soundtrack. I think it got chewed up in my car when I had a car, but I can listen to it on Spotify nowadays. But yeah, I love Black Panther. In fact, Captain America: Civil War is my favourite Marvel movie, and obviously Black Panther plays that's where he's introduced. But I love the energy of this movie. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman is fantastic. Michael B. Jordan is a great villain. There's not much more I can say about this movie, really. And I'm not sure if I've managed to check out the extras yet, but there is an intro, featurettes. There's just a few. Oh, yeah, there is an audio commentary, but it doesn't actually say who it's from. And I don't think I've got around to watching the commentary. I do love watching like DVD commentaries and hearing how the filmmakers made things and what was going on behind the scenes. I absolutely love that. Okay, all right, let's mute and let's open the case. And that's it. And it almost looks like it was gone, but it's there. It's just the blue colour, same colour as the DVD. Okay. Yeah, and I actually, I believe I went to see it at least possibly 3 times, and then I've definitely watched it at least once on the plane, maybe twice. Like again, when I was going to see my girlfriend. That's not going to go on. I'm just going to put that to the side. When I was going to see my girlfriend for the first time in the USA, I'm in a long-distance relationship at the moment, and but when I was first going to see my girlfriend, this was on the plane, and I watched it as a comfort watch as well. Yeah, because I just loved it so much. I was so happy that it was on the plane when I was going over. I might have even watched it again on the way back because I loved it so much. Yeah, Black Panther, love it. All right, next. Okay, I think we're up to 8 movies, so let's just do 2 more so this video doesn't get too long. But if you like this video, then maybe I can do another one, and we can exclude the ones that I already talked about, because I still have close to 100 movies in my collection. All right, let's go for the next one. I want to go bottom row and okay, brilliant. Okay, so this is Midnight Cowboy. This is an Oscar-winning film from 1969, excuse me, starring Jon Voight and Dustin Hoffman. It's a classic of the sort of late 1960s, 1970s, what they call the New Hollywood era, when like all the sort of musicals and classic studio films weren't doing it for people anymore, and like the 60s and drugs and rock and roll and sort of the revolution led to sort of this real artistic boom and led to a lot of like really gritty movies coming out of Hollywood, including this one, Midnight Cowboy, which might even be one of my favourites from this era. Wow. There's like condensation on these movies. It's been in storage. It's been really cold. Basically, it's about a guy, Jon Voight, who's like he is sort of like a drifter, and he dreams of going to New York, I guess a male prostitute for rich female clients, he thinks that he's going to make lots of money that way, but he ends up he's a very vulnerable, naive person, and he ends up getting involved with Dustin Hoffman's Ratso Rizzo, who's an unscrupulous, sort of shady character, and just all his plans to make lots of money through his work, so to speak, just go awry because he's not very good at it, and he gets taken for a ride by other people, and all throughout the film they have this dream of going to Florida, where it's nice and warm because it's in like the grottiest part of New York you've ever seen, where Ratso lives, and it's like living in squalor, but they dream of like money and glamour and living in Florida and drinking the orange juice in the sun. But yeah, it's very gritty. Really good film. I just love like films set in New York, and especially in the 1960s and 70s, where it's just like so dirty and raw and messy. And yeah, Midnight Cowboy, great. I think it might have won Best Picture that year as well. I really recommend it. So, let's have a look at the DVD. So let's mute. That's the DVD there. So yeah, it's quite a nice cover, and it's 18 certificate. That's our certification system here in the UK. Yeah, Oscar winner for Best Picture, 1969. Yeah, okay, excellent. But the yeah, excellent. All right, so that's it. All right, I think this video is getting a bit long, so let's go for our last one. Number 10. Okay. Okay. Just random. Where to go? Top row. Top row. Sort of near the end. Let's go for this one. Okay. This feels heavy. It feels maybe a 2-disc. It is. Oh my goodness me. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Revenge of the Sith. Okay. Well, I was hoping not to do like endless Star Wars ones, but I have the trilogy, so what do you expect? I love Star Wars. Revenge of the Sith, I don't watch this very much. I actually think it's a really good film. I really like it. Like I said, Attack of the Clones is like a comfort film, and I do watch this just for enjoyment, but again, I haven't revisited it for a long time. I think there's a lot of extremes. There are things I like about this film and things I don't like about this film. But I think the good outweighs the bad, and yet a lot of people feel that this is like one of the best of the prequel trilogy. Yeah, and it's really good, and it has the 2 discs, one for the extras, there's Yoda, and one for the actual movie with Darth Vader on there, and it's like a chapter selection and another guide to the extras. So that's the artwork there. There's Vader when he's just awoken. That's such cool imagery there. Okay, and then you have them fighting on the inside cover there, so that's cool. Yeah. Okay, let me mute. Click. Okay. Yeah, I do revisit all of this, like the Star Wars films, from time to time. Like, I just find them all really comforting, and yeah. The last trilogy, The Force Awakens, I loved, and then the second one I thought was okay, and then the last one I was like, sort of went downhill in that order. But I'd still watch them again, I'll still put them on, because there's always something enjoyable, even if it's just the visuals. There's so much to choose from. You could just pick and choose the bits that you like. But yeah, that's okay. Revenge of the Sith, 2003. Wow, that's nearly 20 years old. That's crazy. Okay, that is my random Lucky Dip DVD collection. A real selection there. Let me know what you think of these if you've seen them, and if you saw the trailer for some of those ones. I'd really love it if I introduced like a new movie to you, if there's something that you haven't seen, and maybe would sort of open your eyes to a new film. But I hope you enjoyed this random Lucky Dip movie talk ASMR, and I will see you soon for another ASMR video. Please like and subscribe. It would really help my channel to grow, and I will see you soon for another ASMR video. Take really good care.